Hey everybody, welcome back to the Chaotic Little Book Corner. Today I'm going to be doing an original tag. This is the overwhelming TBR tag. Now all this book tag is a few questions to kind of help you gather up a couple of books that have been on your TBR for a while and you need to remind yourself to get to them. So I'm showing them to you to hold myself accountable. Also, it made me go through my TBR a little bit and it kind of made me look at everything and be like, okay, what is really drawing me in, why, and what have I not read yet? So, let's go. All right. The first thing is, what is a book that you keep trying to read over and over and just haven't? Now, I have several here. So the first one is a short story collection, and that is The Portable Shelter. I think it's marked as read on my Goodreads account. I don't know why. I have never finished this, and I'm so ridiculously mad at myself about it because Christy Logan is somebody I love. I love her stories. I've wanted to read this since it came out. I went out and bought the special edition. Like, I really should have read this by now. Like, this is ridiculous. I've had this since the beginning of my channel. So, yeah. Trans, a memoir by Juliet Jacks. This is a memoir about I want to say man becoming a woman. I could be wrong about that. I haven't gotten more than like 5 pages in, but I'm super curious about this and I really want to understand the trans experience more, and the best way to do that is by reading or asking questions. I right now have 2 people in my life who are in the midst of the transition. One is going from female to male, one is going male to female, and I really, really love both these people, but I don't have a strong enough connection and friendship with them where I feel I can ask certain questions, so I'm hoping that this will answer some of those questions, so I really need to get to that. The other one is The Other Minds, The Octopus, the Sea, and the Deep Origins of Consciousness by Peter Godfrey Smith. And first of all, cover. Just cover. That is what drew me into it in the beginning, because I love octopuses. I think octopuses have been like my spirit animal for like a year now. It's getting a little ridiculous because I just love octopuses. But I'm just really, really curious to learn more about the octopus. I have been in the middle of The Soul of the Octopus for like 2 years now, so I need to read that as well. But I just keep wanting to learn more about these amazing creatures, and this is supposed to help me with that. Then The Unseen World, which, again, I think it's marked as read on my Goodreads, and I don't know why. I've gotten to... Can we just tell me the page? That'd be great. 309? So I've only got like 100 pages left. Seriously though. Yeah, I have about 100 pages left. I just need to sit down and finish this because I am loving it, and it's a 5-star read at this point, but I just need to do it. Ruby by Cynthia Bond. Now this one I know I will love. I am absolutely sure of it. I am so excited, but it is going to be hard for me to read, and it's going to be emotionally draining, and I know this, but I just need to suck it up and read it. I just need to read it, because I've tried a couple of times, and every time I get, like, to the first 50 pages, I'm like, sadness, and then I, like, put it down. Logic. Logic, guys. Logic. Oh, shoot. Knocking over things. What covers are asking for your attention? And this is just going to be all about cover love. So we have a little pile here. Rosie Garland, both of her books. So we have Vixen and The Palace of Curiosities. So both of those. Science in Wonderland. I'm currently reading this on my Goodreads account, but I haven't picked it up in a while, and I don't know why. But look at that cover. Just look at that cover. It's so pretty. So pretty. We Show What We Have Learned, and Other Stories by Claire Beams. Just so pretty, and it goes all the way to the back. Just so pretty. The Somnambulist, And this is by Essie Fox. I have both of her books, but is it a he or she? I want to say she. But I have both the books that are written by Essie Fox. But this one just has a ballerina on it. She's down there. All My Puny Sorrows by Maria Toes. And this is gonna be sad. And I know it. But look at that cover. It's beautiful. So pretty. And then Two Serious Ladies, which is by Jane Bowlers. Which I love the texture of this. That matte texture. I love that matte texture. So those are all covers that are making me want to read them, and I just haven't picked them up, which is ridiculous. What nonfictions keep making you want to understand more? All these questions will be linked down below, as well as everyone I tag, which I'll go over at the end. Nonfictions that are making me want to learn more. So The Sex Myth by Rachel Hills. Of course, I want to understand more about the sex world and why women are treated one way and men are treated another. Prude shaming. Actually, I would like to ask you, would anyone like to see me do a video on prude shaming? Like P-R-U-D-E. Prude shaming versus slut shaming. Because that is something I know something about, and I'm just curious if anyone would want to know my opinions on that. Let me know in the comments below. The Geek Feminist Revolution by Cameron Hurley. This one, I just want to know more about women in sci-fi and what they fought for and what the feminist world looks like in that community. A First Rate Madness by Nazar Gayam, and this one is about famous people with mental illness. Self-explanatory why I would want to read that. A Mother's Reckoning, Living with the Aftermath of the Tragedy. This is the story of one of the mothers of the Columbine shooters, and I watched her TED Talk, and I was really moved by it, and I know that there's a lot of conversation about mental health and what was missed prior to the shooting and what could have been avoided if the mental health community had been more aware and more helpful and more readily available, but also if people knew the signs for mental health issues prior to crisis. So that's another one I'd really like to read. I'm hoping that's what it's about. And then Lay My Burden Down, and this is by Alvin F. Possent, MD, and Amy Alexander. This is a very short nonfiction talking about the mental health community in the Black communities. So that one I want to understand more about as well. I'm very, very curious about that. Then we have the question, what worlds am I longing to dive into? And that would be these two. This is Scrapper by Matt Bell. I really want to read all of Matt Bell's work. I loved his short story collection, and I need to dive into the rest of it. This is a dystopian that takes place somewhere near Detroit. And it's really, really going to be strange and creepy and dark, and I'm excited. Maybe this is what I'll pick up next. Yeah, maybe that's what I'll do. If you see anything you want me to pick up, let me know down in the comments below. This is Radiance by Catherine and Valenti. I've picked this up so many times and put it down. I don't know why I can't get into it, but I feel like unless I can get into it, I don't want to read it because I don't want to be sad and not like it. So I'm waiting for the right mood to strike. The next question is, what classic is mocking you? If I could pick it up, that'd be great. What classic is mocking you? For me, it's Wuthering Heights. I know I need to read it. I understand that it's some sort of classic. I understand that it's supposed to be really good. I love Charlotte Bronte, but I don't know how much her sister Emily Bronte's writing is like her. I don't also have Anne Bronte's work, and I really want to get my hands on that as well. I really want to read all the Bronte sisters novels, but this one is the one that's on my shelf right now and just bothering me. I feel like I just need to take one day and sit down and read, and I will get into it, but I've heard so many mixed reviews on it that I'm just like, really? Do I want to dive into that right now? I don't know. And then we have the question, what book do you keep forgetting about? These are the books that I've had on my shelf for a while, and I just keep picking them up, putting them down, or they're just on my shelf and I always seem to glaze over them. But they were things that when I bought them, I was like, yes, I need to read that. This is actually in my currently reading pile. I am currently reading The Clocks in the House All Have Different Times by Zan Brooks. This one I am enjoying, but it is so weird. Like, it is weirder than weird. I am confused beyond belief, and I'm thinking I'm not smart enough to read this book because I'm just confused. Completely confused. And I'm on, like, page... Where am I? I'm on chapter 14, page 138. So, we shall see. I'm very curious and excited to read it, but nervous. Another book I've forgotten about is In the House Upon the Dirt Between the Lake and the Woods by Matt Bell. Again, Matt Bell, I need to read his works. I just want to have read all of his stuff. And then both of the Mothbox books from the Mothboxes that I've read, the other ones from each of their partners, the ones that came with them, but I haven't picked these up yet. And this one is The Handsworth Times by Sharon Dougal, and this one is Trio by Suji. And I really wanted to read both of them before the next Mothbox came, and then the next Mothbox came, and I read one book in the Mothbox, and I forgot about the other one. So I need to get on that. And then the last question is, what book did you promise yourself you would read ASAP when it arrived, but you did not? And that would be these two. Would you please just work with me here? There we go. Geek Love by Catherine Dunn. Why are you ripped? When did you rip? So Geek Love. And The Wild Girl by Kate Forsyth. Forsyth. Words. Okay. And The Wild Girl by Kate Forsyth. And this one I really, really have tried to dip in and out of several times, and I just haven't gotten into it, and I don't know why. I've heard amazing things. I've heard mixed reviews at the same time, and I think I watched Mercedes' conversation on Bitter Greens, which was also written by the same author, and she was not a fan of that book, and I think that put me off reading this book, so mixed bag there. Alright, so now I've made a mess of the chaotic little book corner because I'm good. Kitty, I need you to not rub up against the tripod. If you start shaking, it's because there's a cat. And so all of the questions will be linked below, and now it's time to tag people. So I tag Mercedes from Mercy's Bookish Musings. Whenever you get back, I tag Britney from Under the Radar Books. I tag Brooke from Brooke Lee if she's up for it. Sophie from Portal in the Pages, Adam from Memento Mori, Amanda from Amanda Center, Marissa from Blatantly Bookish, and I also tag the... Girls, come on, you gotta help me with your name here, because I'm... Oh, the restricted section. Duh. Sue and Meghan. I, of course, tag those two, because you can't tag a tag without Sue and Meghan, because they just make every tag epic. So, absolutely. Oh, and Lauren from Lauren in the Books. If she would like to do this, I would love to see her TBRs and what that looks like, because I watched her bookshelf tour recently, and she had quite a few unread books on there, and I'm just curious to know what books she's feeling she should have read prior, or what so and such. Yes. All right, this has been the overwhelming TBR tag, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.